Hello CTX Nation, Hanson CTX here with a tutorial video. I had a person ask me a question on the forum just within the past few days on exactly how I pack the gear on the bike. And I know I've talked about what kind of gear I use, but I haven't gone into detail about how I put it on the bike. So the first thing I want to show on this video are my rock straps. If you're not familiar with Rock Strap, the brand, I'm going to tell you now they're so much better than just standard bungee cords. They're very reliable. They do a great job of holding my gear on the bike. I've taken the motorcycle up and down mountain roads, gravel roads, you name it, even two up. And these rock straps have just done phenomenally. I've got two sets of rock straps. I've got the large bands and then I've got the smaller bands. And I bought them at my local Cycle Gear. How do I have, well, okay, my configuration on how I put it on the bike satisfies my needs for what I use it for. You can be creative. If you don't have a luggage rack, there are places on the saddlebags where you can affix these to, and this little knob here, you can actually wrap them around that and bring them over the side. I'm sure there are other ways to configure them. I know if you've got the crash bars on there, you might even consider using those as a tie-down location. But this cargo rack does a phenomenal job of being the base of all of my wrappings. So I use the Bilt Explorer bag. It's an 80 liter. This is the large bag. And I literally just throw all my gear in there. So right now I just got back from a trip and I haven't taken everything out, but you know, here's a tent. We're just gonna do this together here. Tent goes in the bag. There we go. Cool. Sleeping pad. Sleeping bag. I'm doing this with one hand here, so this is going to be a little awkward and the video is going to be really shaky. Tarp. This is for rolling over all my gear. Alright, so there we go. I have poles, stakes, all that stuff you saw on the bottom there, and then this stuff. So then I would wrap this 3 times, and then after I wrap it 3 times, I then do the thing. So we're going to do some camera magic. I'm going to shut the camera off and then wrap it. Voila! The bag is wrapped. This thing has been in rainstorms. I've had it at the campsite and it's been rained on. Everything always stays dry. I never have a problem. So I'm going to put this on the bike. Now I typically use this giant bag on the passenger seat. When I'm riding 2 up, I wouldn't put it there. I would put it here, and I've done it in both applications. But for now, we're going to put it on the seat. So, I literally mount it on the seat, right where my passenger would be. That way the weight is where it needs to be. You know, this thing is rated, the cargo rack is only rated for 8 pounds, but you can put a 100-pound person on the back, so I'm not even close with this bag with all that gear. So the first thing I want to do is I have my rock straps that I conveniently have between the seat and the bag, and I'll bring them over the top and connect them here like this. And then I have these side ones with my Bilt bag. I've got these cool tie down areas, and I will sift them through each one of these, as you see, all the way down to this one, which I'll put through this little hook, and I'll cinch that down. So I'm going to do that real quick, little camera magic. So I've done it. It's a pretty simple job. I ran these cords through these hooks, or rings if you will, all the way around, and I've got the strap here, and I would tug this to tighten it up. I've got my 2 thick straps in the center. I'll tug those down, and then of course the last one. The center is really good for just holding this thing to the bike. I could put a lot of tension on these, and the sides going through these rings prevents it from moving side to side. With this bag, that's the best application that I can come up with. Depending on my length of my trip, I might put more gear on the back. You notice I have these here. In my last trip I decided to bring a small cooler, and I put that cooler right up here and used these to wrap it around the cooler. And I had apples and bananas and granola bars and things like that in there for the trip, and it did wonderfully. So this is how I install the Bilt Explorer bag on the Honda CTX1300 Deluxe using rock straps in the back seat. Saddlebags, use stuff. That's it. Make sure you keep the weight distributed equally across each one. Some people want to know how I pack it. Well, y'all, you just got to get creative. I put Velcro strips inside of mine to hold certain things. So let me show you that real fast. A great thing about this bag, if you have poles that you use for your tarp in here, it creates a rigid frame, and that way it stays off of the saddlebag. So I can put my key under the saddlebag and it still works. Sorry for the shaky video, y'all. That's what happens when you're a one-man camera crew. So I have Velcro attached to the inside of my saddlebags on both sides, and it holds certain things like that in little corners. I also have, this is my documents that have everything to do with my bike, my maintenance log, maps for certain states, receipts from all the things that I use because I do all my own maintenance with tires and oil and filters, and you know it. It all goes in here and it stays with the bike. Same thing with warranty information. So that's also on a Velcro sheet. That's really cool. Helps save a lot of time when you're moving things around. On the other side, I haven't fully unpacked, so there might still be some gear in here. Oh no, it's all out. You know, my toolkit's here, but my air compressor, I put some strong adhesive Velcro with a couple of stitches just to make sure it's on. And that goes right above my toolkit, just like that. It doesn't come out, stays there. It's really strong. Same thing with my owner's manual and registration information. Got my Velcro there. It doesn't move. You just put your gear in here however you can make it fit. When I pack for a long distance trip, this saddlebag is the one that you have easier access to when you're on the side stand on the road. So I want my first aid kit in there, and I also want my rain suit. You probably saw my rain suit in there. That's quick, easy access. And on the other side, I typically put my tools and clothes and other things. And then I just go back and forth and make sure everything's even. I don't have a system for that. All right, hopefully you guys have found this informative. For many of you that are considering long distance trips or moto camping, you want to know how you can strap your bike down, this is my method. This is the current method. I've done it a lot of different ways in the past. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, PM me, and I will fill you in on other options that you might consider. All right, take it easy.